Welcome. Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to our Pioneer and Persevere, the game plan, which is our Friday live stream. And today's guest, we have Judi Eyles from Iowa State University. So say hello, Judi.
Hello, Judy. Following directions. Happy Friday, everybody.
Wanted to welcome everybody, and we know it's a holiday weekend, so we hope that everyone's able to get through this Friday and enjoy a 3-day weekend. But this is kind of an exciting time for us because we have 1 week left for our conference submission, before our conference submission deadline. So we've got some fun stuff that we want to talk about. But Judi, this also includes our Excellence in Entrepreneurship Education Awards deadline for nominations, and wanted to just kind of get some thoughts from you on how you feel things are going with the preparations for the big competition this year.
Well, I'm not behind the computer watching all the submissions come in, but hopefully you've been watching some of the promotions, hearing from some of the people that have received awards in the past. But I can speak personally that having a USASBE award just raises a level of excitement on campus. It's actually led to funding for us, so it's definitely worth doing. But yeah, I hope everybody's working hard on their submissions. Hopefully they come in before the 10th.
Absolutely. And they are just initial nominations, right? So that's kind of the great thing. And then you've already set up reviewers for the first round of the nominations. And so that's pretty cool. And I believe that once people submit their nominations by next Friday, September 10th, they'll hear back by the early part of October, right? On if they're a finalist or not.
Yep, so after the first submission, and we have just some really amazing evaluators. So they're all experienced in entrepreneurship and pedagogy and all of the award categories. And so they'll review everything. We'll let everybody know if they advanced, and then you get to work on a little bit of a video submission. We've given you a whole lot more lead time to do those. So we'll let you know. You shouldn't have any reason not to get prepared for the final submission, and then those finals will take place actually before the conference, and they'll all be done virtually. So it's a super easy process this year. Good amount of time frame to get everything pulled together in order to go through those panels and hopefully win a USASBE award.
That's right. And so the big one is always the Model Program Award, and that's what Iowa State won last year. So, and the Model Program Award and the Model Emerging Program Award, those are kind of for the capital P programs, right? So for these campus-wide organizational efforts as regards to entrepreneurship education and how entrepreneurship is infused all over campus. And so those are the big ones. So those are a bit more comprehensive. We really encourage our members when they're putting together a nomination to think about the numbers and the narrative of your organization and your institution and what kind of impact you've had, what kind of faculty involvement you've had, staff involvement, alumni involvement. It's kind of the bigger picture, and you really want to build out a great narrative of how entrepreneurship exists on your campus. So really encourage all of that. Do you have any thoughts or recommendations on that, Judi?
No, other than the differentiation. So if you are a new program within the last 3 years, you should apply for the Emerging Model Program. And if you've been in existence for more than 3 years, which is a whole lot of people, that's for the model program. So it gives those who are relatively new the chance to compete and celebrate the great things you've done if you're a new program versus those that have been building for many, many years.
Absolutely. The other Excellence in Entrepreneurship Education Awards are the Excellence in Pedagogical Innovation and the Excellence in Co-Curricular Innovation. And they don't have to be institution-wide. They can be kind of smaller, efforts that you've been doing on campus with different niche programs. These are really fantastic. Although I say niche, but some of them are kind of big type of programs. Like how are women's entrepreneurship programs evolving at your institution, or how are some of the social innovation projects working at your institution? So do think about those elements that you've really tried to embrace and engage on your campus? How has your campus tried to put a stake in the ground on here's something that we really believe in and find is important, and we're putting a lot of resources behind, and thought process? And is it something that can be replicable, or elements of it can be replicable to other campuses? So that's what those pedagogical innovation and co-curricular innovation awards are really for. So they're quite popular as well. All right, so we also, in addition to the deadline being September 10th for all of our awards nominations, it's also the deadline for our tracks. And we've got three main categories of tracks. We've got our research track, which is comprised of three different, research category, which is comprised of three different tracks. Our competitive research papers track, which is very popular. Our emerging research track, which is one of the great ways to come and meet co-conspirators and collaborators in different research projects. It's a very relaxed way of gathering together in some different modalities with your research ideas. And then our translating research for impact track. And this is for research that it isn't necessarily brand new, but maybe it's been out there and been utilized, and you've applied it to your classroom or to your ecosystem, or to any engagements that you're involved in with regards to entrepreneurship on your campus. So this is something where you can put panels together to talk about maybe controversial research and how it's been applied in different ways. There's just a lot of different things that you can do with that translating research for impact track. So highly encourage people to look at how have you engage different kinds of research when it comes to entrepreneurship education, or maybe research on small business or research on different entrepreneurial mindset elements. How have you engaged that, and how have you applied it into your institution, your classroom, your ecosystem, etc.? So that one's pretty popular as well. The next category of tracks is our teaching track. And this one's pretty cool because we have our competitive teaching exercises, experiential exercises, and this is quite popular with our 3E awards. And so you'll find that we do the 3E competition every year, and winners of that competition actually get some small cash prizes as well as some props. And I was just actually meeting with somebody who a few years ago won that award, and their plaque was on the wall. So it was pretty cool. They are very, very proud of the 3E awards, but wanted to encourage people to continue to submit proposals for experiential exercises in the competitive side, but then also for the emerging exercises. And so, Judy, you probably have fun with these from time to time. Experiential exercises are quite popular, not just in the business school, but all around campus, right?
Sorry, I was muted. Absolutely, and the experience is really what draws students into entrepreneurship in the first place, because most aren't seeking it out. So the competitions, the unique courses, the activities, the networking opportunities. I have yet to see a student that didn't experience something and be excited about what they participated in, and then that causes them to take more courses and do more activities. So it's a great way to get, students are more than likely willing to take something where there's free pizza, or maybe there's cash prizes, whatever draws them in, but they all love the opportunity to network with people with experience in entrepreneurship and connect with other students.
Absolutely. And then we've got two different categories within the teaching exercises. We've got the new ones are the flipped course studio, right? So that track is for specifically on when we've had to flip courses, and think about how you might take some materials and exercises that you've applied in the past and figure out, hey, this actually meets the qualifications for the flipped course track. And then we've got a specialized track this year called Reflection Exercise Studio. And this is clearly it is what it sounds like. It is specifically for reflection exercises. And because entrepreneurship is so experiential, it's so muscular, if you will, to learn about entrepreneurship and to really incorporate some of the principles into education. A lot of times we're having students do stuff, But a lot of the learning happens at the reflection, because failure is inherent in the process of doing things. It's not, success isn't always having a great result. Success is often, how do you process and how do you reflect upon the process and apply those learning opportunities and impacts into your knowledge system, right? So that's important. That reflection exercises track is a new one. It's very important. And we're specifically targeting that one for the last day of the conference so that we can actually have some fun things for our members to, and the conference attendees do, to reflect on the conference itself. So apply it to your classroom, but then there will also be some additional things that you can do as you apply it to what you've learned at the conference. So that's pretty fun. And then our last category is programs. So we have an innovative programming track and impactful programming track. And last week we talked a little bit about that with Andy Heiss, who's one of the co-track chairs for our impactful programming track. But think about the difference between the two is innovative programming is stuff that you're trying out now. You've had to innovate, you've had to pioneer, if you will, throughout the past 18 months. You might have tried some new things, but you might not have numbers to really demonstrate, hey, this is working or not. But it's still important to share those ideas, right? So feel free to submit those to our innovative programming track. And then the impactful programming track is for things that you've tried, you've got some results from already, either anticipated results or unanticipated results that we can all learn from in that track. So that one's going pretty well as well. So just wanted to share, that's kind of the breadth of our nominations that are due next Friday on September 10th. All right. Other than that, the question that people have is that we've gotten is, are we still planning on having an in-person conference? Yes, remember, it's always been hybrid. So there will be an in-person event as well as we will make it available. It will be available via hybrid as well. So if you're not sure if you're going to be able to get travel funding, you can go ahead and sign up now. And then if you do get travel funding, we can transition that into convert that to an in-person ticket. And we can also do the same if you get something cut and go the other way. So lots of different ways to engage with USASBE this year. All right, I think that's it. Judy, anything else for the good of the cause today?
Apply. It's some of them are so easy, some of them are comprehensive, but the other kind of fun thing about submitting an award is it also kind of opens the door. You get curious about what other people are submitting. So it's a great learning opportunity because you can see what other people are doing in the same categories. And even if you don't win, you start to pay attention to that and get connected to other great programs that you can learn from. And I think that was probably the best thing for me as I started to really pay attention to other model programs and connect across schools. And it's a valuable network to take what you learn and then apply that back to your own institution.
I think that's absolutely true. And the same holds true for those who are interested in maybe publishing or submitting a research paper or an emerging research paper. It's not just what you are being able to contribute to the community of your own knowledge, but what you're able to take back with you. And that informs it informs our research, it informs our practice in the classroom, and it also informs the practice of students as well. And so all of that kind of continuous building of the body of knowledge, that's what USASBE is really a great place to do. We are the premier organization for that. And we're excited to be able to convene again. And we're going to continue to convene in new and exciting ways in the future too. So thank everybody for your time. Thank you, Judy. Thank you, Brittany. Thank you, everybody who joined us today, and look forward to seeing you at USASBE 2022 in Raleigh, North Carolina, or hybrid, January 5th through the 9th. See you, everybody.